Today we're talking about something that could be a game changer in your tax sale business. That is how to build a virtual tax sale empire. Now, when I first got into this business more than 22 years ago, the internet existed, yes, but it doesn't even begin to compare to the way it exists now. You couldn't hop on and instantly pull up property records, auction schedules, or county GIS maps, and you certainly could not attend auctions online, buy properties online, and resell them without ever leaving your house. But now, it is not only possible, it's becoming more and more common. In fact, I've got members inside the Tax Sale Academy who do everything virtually. They learn online, they research properties online, they buy them at online auctions, and also they resell them online. All without stepping a foot on the property, and in some cases without stepping a foot outside of their home office, their couch, or wherever they choose to do it from, and they are making a killing doing it. So if you want to build a scalable, location-independent, remote, and highly efficient tax sale business, this is the episode for you. So let's talk exactly about how to build your own virtual tax sale empire from scratch. Now, I know I say this in every episode, but step number one is to learn. There's no exceptions. That's always going to be something that I constantly try to reinforce because I've seen so many mistakes over the years from people who skip this step. Learning is always the most important part of this business. Before you even think about bidding at an online auction or posting a property for sale, or attending an auction, or anything to do with the tax sale business, before going out there, diving in head first, and hoping it works out, you need to learn this business from the inside out. And I don't just mean watching a few TikTok videos, reading a Facebook comment thread, or scrolling through some sort of forum. I mean really learn it, the ins and the outs. And this takes time. This is not a 1 hour thing. If you are investing virtually without ever seeing these properties in person, then your knowledge becomes your safety net. You must know exactly what all the numbers, the codes, and the documents that you're reading online represent in the real world. You must know how to identify red flags by looking at your computer screen. You must know how to assess risk and how, more importantly, to be able to just interpret every single piece of data that you see on your screen. You will not guess your way to tax sale success. Step number two is research. You must become a master at efficient and accurate online due diligence. And I'm not talking about just skimming a county auction list and looking at a property assessor's report and saying it's good to go. When you're investing in person, it's very easy to drive by the property, check to see how the property looks from the road, maybe talk to some neighbors, see the neighborhood, get a general feel for the area. But when you're doing everything virtually from thousands of miles away, that option disappears and it reverts back to what you see on that little screen in front of you that you're going to base your entire investment off of. So what do? You must become a master at efficient and accurate online due diligence. This means mastering GIS maps, satellite imagery, county assessor sites, plat maps, property record cards, land development codes, digging through court filings or code enforcement issues, mastering how to find comparable properties, and everything else that can impact the property or your investment. You have to know what landlocked means. You have to know how to tell if a parcel has access, legal and physical. You need to know how to spot a property that's 3 feet wide or sitting in the middle of a swamp by looking at your computer screen, because those properties exist and they're sold to some sucker every single day. Do not be that sucker. Virtual investors are oftentimes the people that end up with the worthless properties that nobody there in the local area wants. So again, perform your due diligence. You must be a master at online diligence. You must be the most disciplined researcher possible if you want to see success. Number 3, you need to understand the pros and the cons of online auctions. One of the biggest benefits of building a virtual tax sale business is going to be the scale of it. If you were investing in person, you can maybe attend 1, perhaps 2 auctions a week, depending on your travel schedule. But online, you can attend 4, 5 auctions a day, maybe more, depending on how much you want to get involved. That gives you the ability to drastically increase your volume. More volume means more opportunity, more offers, more chances to profit in this business. But here's the catch. Online auctions also attract more competition. You are not the only one who has discovered the power of bidding from a laptop. So you'll often be going up against other investors that are virtual investors like yourself. But don't let that discourage you. Let it push you instead to be sharper, more accurate, more efficient in your due diligence. Let it push you to be more strategic in how you approach these properties. Let it push you to put forth more effort to go to more auctions. Now, the volume advantage, that's still going to give you the edge. While others are waiting for their once per month or once per year local sale, you're looking at 10 counties a week perhaps. Leverage that. Use that to your ability. The more properties you see get auctioned off, the higher your chances of success. Period. End of story. The next one, acknowledge and manage risk. I'll be very blunt. Virtual investing is risky at times. You're relying on data that you see on your computer screen and your ability to analyze that data. You're relying on maps and all sorts of other things. In some instances, you're also relying on other people to do things like drive-bys. So what's the solution? Well, you need to learn what you're doing, but you also need to learn how to vet any third-party boots-on-the-ground type help. You need to be able to verify everything that you get from third-party sources and never bet the farm on a deal you have never seen. You should never be sinking your entire net worth into a property you've never seen in person. So for example, if you hire somebody local to do a drive-by for you, which is something that I recommend, I've got an episode on this called Hiring Local Scouts. Make sure you ask them the right questions. Ask for multiple angles of the property. Ask for maybe time-stamped photos. Maybe photos that also show reference points that are not on the property that you are thinking about buying, but you can cross-reference with the Google Maps or satellite views, that kind of thing. You need to be able to cross-reference their images with satellite images. Look for the neighboring parcel. Check recent sales in that area for realtor-provided photos. Inside the Tax Sale Academy, we teach a number of different ways that you can vet and verify information so you're not just trusting some stranger off the internet with your investment. Next one. Develop systems for everything. If you want to go from a one-hit wonder investor to a virtual tax sale empire builder, you must have systems. That means a process for researching properties, a checklist for every auction that you develop based on your objectives. You have templates for due diligence notes, email templates for your buyer's list, a step-by-step resale process. The goal here is to remove emotion and increase consistency by being efficient. I've got a member inside the Tax Sale Academy who has turned his tax sale business into a quasi e-commerce store. I'm not exaggerating. He buys the properties at a tax sale auction online. He'll list them on his website. He sends out an email to his buyer's list as if a t-shirt store is having a sale. They'll click on that list, sign the contract digitally, send him the money, and he records the deed. All without ever speaking to them. It's a pretty phenomenal system. That's what happens when you're able to systematize everything. If you do it once, write it down. If you do it twice, turn it into a process that you will continually work on refining. Next step, use the right tools. Let's talk tech here for a moment. There's lots and lots and lots of options to do this. But if you're going virtual, you need to lean on technology to do a lot of your heavy lifting. Remember that example I just gave you? I did not say that he scrolls through his Rolodex on his phone and calls every single person. He sends out one email, types up one email that goes out to his entire buyer's list. And he's not sending contracts to everybody. Everything is very, very systematized because he's leaning on technology. There's lots of tools out there, guys, and here's a few. Google Earth, obviously, Landglide for property research, property assessors reports, GIS. I've got lots and lots of episodes on all these. I use DocuSign a lot of times for contracts. There's so many different buyers list email services like MailChimp, ConvertKit, ActiveCampaign, Constant Contact, MailerLite. There's Twilio for text-based marketing. There's simple website builders like Wix or Squarespace. Then you can get into more complicated stuff where you start using open source stuff like WordPress, for example. This is not about being fancy. It's not about seeing who can create the fanciest website with all the different features and gadgets. It's about being efficient. If you find, for example, that your buyers respond very, very good to text messaging, then you probably need to start integrating some sort of text message announcement system that says, hey, I've got these properties for sale. Click on this link and you can buy it before anybody else does, or something along those lines. The tools are out there, but start simple. And as you begin to grow your virtual tax sale business into a virtual tax sale empire, you're going to need to use technology. So take the time to learn what tools fit you best. Again, there's thousands and thousands of different options that can help you out. Number 7, build your buyers list early. You could have the best deal in the world, but if nobody knows about it, you are stuck holding it trying to find a buyer. Your buyers list is your lifeline. I've got episodes on this. I've got entire workshops inside the Tax Sale Academy, and it can get a little complex depending on how many buyers you have and the different areas that you're investing in. But start small. Post in simple land buying groups on different classified ad websites. Join real estate Facebook groups. Engage with local real estate investor communities. Send out value-driven emails that say, this is the property I have and it is extremely cheap and I want you to buy it. Because when you do that, people get excited to open the next email that they get from you. The idea is that you're not just flipping one lot or whatever it is. You're building a repeatable business model with customers who will come back time and time again if you serve them well. And once you get that list built, you can sell properties without ever leaving your desk, oftentimes within minutes of sending that email. But start early and make sure you pay close attention to not diluting your list by sending them lousy deals. And step 8, expand aggressively but intentionally. Once you have a system working in one county or one state, you need to start expanding. The beauty of virtual investing is that you are not tied to the home market that you live in. So if your local area dries up or gets too competitive, no problem. Go to another state and another state. You should be aiming to operate in multiple counties and eventually multiple states. That way you're never dependent on one location or on one state, on one market, and you're truly leveraging the online aspect of your business. But expand with a plan. Don't chase shiny objects because something popped up on your screen. Build a foundation and then scale from there. So let's recap this. To build a virtual tax sale empire, you need to learn deeply and consistently. You need to master online diligence. You need to understand the pros and cons of virtual investing, mitigate risk with smart systems and third-party vetting. You need to develop repeatable systems for research, buying, marketing, and selling. You need to use the right tools to streamline everything, build a buyer's list to sell fast and reliably, and scale beyond your local area in order to maximize opportunity and leverage the power of the internet. You can build an incredible, incredible business without ever stepping foot on the properties that you buy. But it does take discipline. It takes effort, it takes time, it takes a willingness to learn. And if you are serious about this and you want our help to get going in this business, make sure you check out TaxSaleAcademy.com. I truly hope this gave you a real practical look at how to build your own virtual tax sale empire. If you enjoyed this episode or any of the episodes that we have on the Tax Sale Podcast, please do me a huge favor. Please leave me a 5-star review. Click that thumbs up button or even a positive feedback comment if you have just a few seconds to spare. It really helps us out in the podcasting algorithm world. And also, it might even serve to pay it forward to somebody who learns about this incredible business. You might help change somebody's life simply because you took the time to leave that positive feedback message. For more information on the Tax Sale Academy, again, check us out, taxsaleacademy.com. Take care, folks, and make it a successful day. We'll see you next time right here on the Tax Sale Podcast. Bye-bye.